So mainly what I'm going to tell you is that when we deal with multiplications of polynomials, we're actually talking about areas. In particular, the area of a rectangle. Sometimes some problems will give you areas of squares. And those are what we call the completing the square, or the complete square, or the perfect square. And we're going to be using these tiles, the ones that you have in your tables. So for now, I'm going to ask you to open them up, distribute them among your table, and we're going to review the values of each one of them before we actually begin with that. Okay. Now, if you have a blue tile, what would the value of that be?
X squared.
X squared. In case you forget, you can always look it up over here. What about a red tile?
Negative X squared.
And what is the difference between a blue tile and a red tile?
Negative positive.
Well, as far as values, negative and positive. But what about, what's the physical difference that you see?
The color.
The color. One is
Red and blue.
one is blue and the other one is red. What about the shape? They're exactly the same, right? Okay. Well, the same thing happens with the rectangles. What do we call the rectangles?
X squared and negative X.
X and negative X. So all the blue ones become positive and all the red ones become negative. Now the last ones are the little squares. They're also the same shape. And what are the values of them?
1 and negative 1.
1 and negative 1. Great. Okay, so these are the tools that we're going to be using to multiply problems such as 2x times x plus 1. And beyond this, we're also going to have another polynomial with, multiplication of polynomials within each other. And the problems can become bigger and bigger as we want. And we can always use the algebra tiles as a source, as a tool. What I'm going to be asking you is to keep an eye on the patterns. There are certain patterns that will be forming as you work with every single one of these problems. Just keep an eye on those patterns, and hopefully at the end we have a chance to review those patterns, and that'll help you for today's homework.